Hello and welcome back to the Easy DevTuts HTML tutorial. In this video we're going to continue with our document setup, and as you can see here from the last video, we kind of already got started with the HTML5 doc type. Now, as I mentioned before, there are other doc types that are a little bit older and still in use today. However, I'm not going to go into those. I'm just going to stick to the HTML5 version. Now, for now, all you really need to know about the doc type is that it tells your browser to interpret your HTML and your CSS code, your presentation layer, how to display all of your elements according to the W3C standards. W3C stands for World Wide Web Consortium, and it's pretty much the I guess you could say the organization that controls the standards of HTML, meaning they're the ones who define what these elements are and how they should work. We won't go much into that, but for now what we will do is we'll continue with setting up our document. Now, the doc type is not actually an element. It's just, as I said before, an instruction to your browser. So it's telling your browser to load it with the standards of HTML5 that are set by the W3C. The first tag we're going to use is the HTML tag, and I'm going to give it a language attribute of English. And then as you can see, brackets adds an autocomplete, so I don't have to type the rest of it out. So that's pretty convenient. Now, the next tag we're going to add is the head tag. And again, that one's also going to autocomplete. And I'll go over what they mean in a minute. For now, just follow along. Within the head tag, we're going to set up what's called a title tag. And for the title, we'll just put HTML tutorial. And then finally, just beneath the head tag, we're going to want to open up a body tag. Now, the body is going to be the element that contains most of the markup that you write, and most of the markup within the body tag is going to be unique to your website. Every single website requires you to set up a doc type, such as this one, in order for it to be rendered correctly in your browser. If you don't set up this doc type, you may find that you have issues in older browsers, or you might find that some of the tags you use are not recognized. So that's why it's important to always start out your document with a doc type. Now, before I go on to explaining what each of these tags mean, such as HTML or head, I want to point something out. If you noticed here, our code is written in a way that's somewhat hierarchical, meaning there are tags within tags, and semantically this is the proper way to do it. So if I reformat my code, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about a little better, and you'll notice that there are certain tags that are required to be wrapped within tags. For example, the title tag is not something that you would use outside of the head tag. It's pretty much only used in this area. You wouldn't want to put it in your body. There are many levels in this hierarchical structure, in this semantic markup, and it's pretty much infinite. You can go down as much as you want. Now, that doesn't mean go crazy and use as many as you want to. It just means that it's available there, and it's to be considered, especially when you're writing out your website. The first tag I want to go over is the HTML tag, and what that tag is the root element of an HTML document, and all elements within your website must fall in this HTML tag. Now, all HTML tags, and I don't mean just this particular tag, I mean the body tag, or even the P tag. Well, we got caps lock on. Can use what are called attributes. And you've seen one attribute in action already, and that's the language attribute, or lang, meaning it just sets the language of the element. It's not required because even if it is set, it might not be taken into account, and I won't go too much into depth as to why, but just know that it's pretty standard to use this, and it's sort of become a habit of mine. We'll go into more attributes, especially when we start writing examples of the more commonly used tags, such as the p tag or the I don't know, the header tag. And we'll get to define some of our own attributes, and it'll especially be important when we start with our CSS. Now the next element we have here in our document is the head tag, and what the head tag does is it holds all of the metadata about this particular document. We've used an example of some of the metadata already in the title tag, and what we've defined is the title of this page, which is HTML tutorial. If you've saved this and you've already viewed it in your browser, when you refresh, you'll see that HTML tutorial takes up this property in the tab, and that's what the title tag does. It defines what the title of this document is. There are many other metadata tags that we'll get into, not in this video, but later on down the line. Finally, the last tag we have here is our body tag, and what the body tag does is it represents the element that contains all of the content in your HTML document. There's only one body tag per document, and that goes for the HTML and head tag as well, and also the title tag, I guess. The body tag is going to be, as I said before, where most of your custom code comes into. For example, if you wanted to set up a header for this document, you would define that by using what's called an h1 tag, and we're going to get started in the next video. That's going to be pretty much it for now. We're all done with the setup, and I promise you it's going to get a lot more interesting. And we're going to actually start writing some of our own code now, or some of our own HTML, and I hope you look forward to it. Thank you for watching.